Hello there, it's Diorama Don here once more. Before I get into it, please click the subscribe button. You'll be informed when new videos come up. So we've got a building, we've made a building of some kind, doesn't matter what it is, shop, house, factory, any type of building that you have designed. This is just a very simple house that has been bombed. You can see the broken walls at the end there. So this is just an example, really, of what I'm talking about, really. So we've got our model that we're going to sit on our diorama. Now we need some wall putty or wall filler. Putty is the stuff that holds windows in. So this isn't really putty. So wall filler is what you need. Any DI shop will sell this at a very, very inexpensive to buy. This tub will last me a month, and I make these videos almost full time now. So we need a scoop of this stuff and put it in a container. Don't need much. Without any water in it, so in its natural state, we can do the edges where the wall has broken. This will cover the cardboard and the polystyrene, which is what I've made it from. It doesn't necessarily have to be cardboard. It could be styrofoam or yes, anything else. I don't know what else you'd make it from. So if we do that, it will give a jagged edge to where the wall has been broken, and we can do that with the putty, with the wall filler. We can shape it to any shape we like, and we've gotten rid of the edge, the cardboard edge. Now we just need to get a bit more on. Just need to do this edge also. If it's an enclosed building, you wouldn't need the polystyrene to show the thickness of the walls. Even if it's 1 millimeter cardboard, if it's an enclosed building, you can't tell the thickness of the wall, so you wouldn't need it. But because we're seeing the exposed brick or the exposed broken wall, we need to show the thickness, which is 11 mil polystyrene and 3 millimeter cardboard. So now we've got our jagged edge there and there. Is that all? Yeah. So we can leave that. Now with the rest of it, in fact we haven't quite got enough. I'll put a bit more in. With just the smallest amount of water, it really doesn't need much at all. So just too much. It makes it more pliable, and we can brush that over the rest of the building. Because if we paint cardboard, it looks terrible. It doesn't look good at all. So we're trying to get rid of the cardboard and the polystyrene. We don't want to see any cardboard or polystyrene. So with this coat, a coat of this, it will eliminate all of that. So now we've made the wall filler a little more pliable. Now we can do the rest of the building, cover the rest of the building. This may take a few minutes, so I'll go away and do this. But that's the general idea. So now that it's easy to use as a paint, it's not a paint. So I'm not lying, not yet. There is no paint, but we can cover this, and it will give a base then for the next stage. But you see the idea, and it won't take long to dry either, only about 20 minutes or so. So I'll carry on and finish this off and allow it to dry, and then I'll be back. Okay, so we've got our wall filler dry now. It's only taken about half an hour. Normally at this point I would stick my individual bricks over the surface there, but as this is painting without paint exercise, then I won't be using individual bricks. So we've covered the cardboard and the polystyrene. It is now not cardboard or polystyrene. We can work now on this surface much more easily. Painting cardboard is a disaster. So now we've got the basis now for something a bit better. So I use a grey tile grout, available from any DIY shop, very, very inexpensive, in powdered form like this. Any DIY shop or ceramic tile shop. I've mixed some up. It just needs a little bit of water added to it. Just needs a little bit more. It's still not quite pliable enough. So that's looking a lot better. I'm going to be able to use that as a paint, but it's not a paint. But this will give it the concrete look. I'll paint it all in this, then I'll paint a different colour for where the bricks would have been. So now just give it a coat of this. Nice and easy. So again, I won't do it all. I don't want to bore you to death. So again, I'll carry on and do the whole of the piece with this grey grout. Let that dry. Again, that won't take too long. And then I'll come back and I'll put the other coloured grout in between the concrete parts, which will represent the brick. Okay, so I'll see you in a moment. Okay, so the grey grout is now dry. You can see that the texture that I've tried to add into the grout. That will be good for when we're finished, to dry brush over the top and pick out those high points. So now we've got that, and you can just see it's just not quite dry. You'll see these little dark patches. They slowly disappear as it dries, but it's near enough. So now we've done that, then with a different coloured grout, this is a brick coloured grout. Don't need too much again. And again, a little bit of water. Mix that up. Oh, look at that, perfect. And we can paint that now. Oh. In between in between the window frames, this kind of area. This might take a little bit more accuracy. Again, we can put it on quite, not thickly, but just so that there's just the slightest texture to it, which you can't do with paint. Paint will only be like a few microns thick, but with this stuff you can give it a three-dimensional texture. I'll just do the middle section, that's all, and then finish off and allow that to dry. And that will leave the concrete surround to the window frames and the doorway and the edging. I don't know what you call that, where there are those stones on the, well, edging stones probably. So you get the picture. I will continue to do that, just down there, down there, down there, and around there. That's all I need to do on the side. So I'll do that and allow that to dry, and then I'll be back again in a moment or two. So that's what we've got now. We've got a rendered front with all the cement or concrete surrounds all done as well. Just, you don't have to, but what you can do is, because you've mixed up some grey grout and you've mixed up this red brick grout, instead of throwing the remainder away, if you just spread what is left on a smooth surface, when it's dry, you'll get that. You can just scrape it off your smooth surface and have bits and pieces of dry grout. And with that, what you can do is just put that where the broken wall is, and just sprinkle really the pieces of broken brick to make it look like the broken ends of the brick, like that. Then when that's dry, go over it again and then put a sprinkling of the grey, well, powder really, the grey grout, if you grind it up into a powder, and you can get that effect. So I'll do that, but I'm going to have to wait for glue to dry to go on to the next part. So not necessary, but you can make that effect. It does look a bit better, I think. So I'll do the rest of it down here as well, and come back and we'll finish off. So our grout's dry now, and you can see the effect of the stippling of the grout on the front there, which is pretty much in keeping with a rendered old house, and the cement concrete surrounds to the windows, and the broken wall on the end there. So I've done that without any paint, and to alleviate anyone accusing me of clickbait, I'm now going to use paint. So this is the end of the video, and I haven't used any paint. So this is an extra piece on the end of the video where I do use paint. So although that looks presentable enough, I suppose you could put that on a diorama as a bombed out building, but it would look better if it were what do you call it, black wash. So just the smallest piece of black paint in a dish, that's all you need, and maybe as much water as this dish will take. So although I am using paint, it's a very, very small amount, and it's very, very diluted. So mix that in, and then this will age the building. So just slap that all over. Like so, and on the broken brick there. Now it will look dark when you put it on. You will think, oh, for goodness sake, I've spoilt it, and many times you will. But it does dry a lot lighter, so don't worry, don't panic too much. It's a bit splashy as well. So in the window alcoves there, may as well do it all. Oh, there's the end wall as well, isn't there? There we go. So that's given it a black wash. You may hear me going on about black washes, and I haven't actually shown you what I do, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. So that being on there like that, allowing that to dry, then that will give it a better looking finish. A more older and weathered look. So I'll let that dry, and we'll be back in a moment when I've cleared up all this mess. So the black wash is dry now, and it's toned that orange colour right down so that it looks a lot more weathered. What you can do as well, which I've done just a little bit on the side, is with a very, very small amount of white paint, you can just pick out the highlights of the render, which makes it look like the light catching it. So again, it is paint, but such a small amount, it's hardly worth mentioning. So there, that's just picking up a few highlights. I don't know if you can see that, a little bit on here, but it does make it look a lot better. And also on the end here, I don't know if that's doing anything at all. Yeah, that's just picking out a few highlights. So that's basically all I was trying to get at, that you can give a finish to a building like that, make it look a lot more realistic than just a coating of paint, especially onto cardboard. So there we go. If you've enjoyed the video, please subscribe, press the subscribe button, and you'll be notified when new videos come on, normally 2 or 3 a week. There we go. People are missing my half track. They're asking where it is. So thank you very much for watching. Again, I'll see you in the next video in 2 or 3 days. In the meantime, happy modeling.